He's gonna help you sell more stuff to more people more often. It is my pleasure to introduce Jay Abraham. Let's see the video.
Why in the world would you possibly want to take a path going back to mediocrity when you can take the path to greatness?
Jay Abraham, also known as the $9.4 billion man, the marketing legend of legends, and the mentor to mentors. As the world's highest paid marketing consultant, he has significantly increased the bottom lines of over 10,000 clients in more than 400 industries worldwide.
Using one of his principles that we learned out of 200 helped skyrocket our book Chicken Soup for the Soul to #1 on the New York Times bestseller list.
I believe every human being was born to be great. I believe no human being wants to be average. I believe no human being wants to be mediocre.
Forbes magazine called him the real thing and lists Jay as one of the top 5 executive coaches in the country. He is also a best-selling author and has been featured in USA Today, the New York Times, Inc. magazine, and Success magazine, among many others.
What's up, everybody? This is Damon John from ABC Shark Tank. I'm a panelist and investor, also CEO of FUBU and various other companies, and presidential ambassador of global entrepreneurship. And I have to say that at this point in my life, I probably wouldn't be here without my mentor, Jay Abraham. You may know him from his history as a legendary marketer, or you know, his theory on preeminence, or many of his books. And I have to say that through, you know, his teachings and what he's done for me, he's taught me how to position myself in very unique positions. What is my unique offering, as well as the ability to communicate and then go after certain target markets. He also finds other ways and revenues and areas that you could tap into your existing customer base and upsell and provide even a better service. Also, his ability to communicate and get directly to the challenges at hand and then find a way to solve it. It's always great to have a solution, but you know, if you're a doctor and you don't have a diagnosis on the problem, then you can't come up with a solution. So I would have to say, if you have the good fortune of being in Jay Abraham's presence, if you have the ability to hear such a fast talker who can keep your mind totally you know, thinking at all times, you will absolutely benefit off of it in the greatest way. Life is a series of mentors, and Jay Abraham is absolutely the best in that area.
And not only bring myself to the table, but I brought one of my dearest friends and a man I have enormous respect for. This is a gentleman who is a marketing legend. In fact, what made him a marketing legend was he really started out early in his career and decided he wanted to do something unique. He wanted to work with every different type of industry possible and see if he couldn't find unrealized, you know, opportunities for these organizations, revenue opportunities, ways to enhance performance. And the secret to Jay Abraham is that literally all over the world, he's worked with, and we'll have to ask him how many industries it is now. I have to get it updated, but I'm sure it's more than 1,000 industries. And what he's done is cross-pollinated. He's discovered that, for example, in the real estate industry, everybody markets the same way. They put out their ads, they do open houses, and they do the same fundamental things as everyone else. And if you go to a different industry, they don't do anything like that. You know, they do something else. They go to trade shows. And what he did best was, by working with so many different organizations, he saw that if you compete with other people and you do the same thing they're doing, and you do it better, you have a tiny competitive advantage. But if you do something no one else is doing, you have an extraordinary competitive advantage. And over the years, and literally decades for him, he's refined that philosophy, and he's the go-to guy now. And I gotta say, if you think of most of the marketing consultants that you probably don't know the name of, they've all been influenced by Jay, including myself. And so I think it'd be really cool. Now, he's a very different approach than I do in terms of language. He has 27 adjectives for every thought he's gonna give you. And so he is incredibly, I mean, he's gonna give you a depth that's extraordinary. And I look at him as somebody that I look as a dear friend, but I also look at somebody who's a mentor to anybody in business. I think he's the premier man when it comes to figuring out how do you take unrealized opportunities, how do you maximize, because I do a lot of things in my life and I pride myself on my skill in this area, but this is all he's done for decade after decade after decade after decade, and he's always getting better. So it's a great privilege to bring out, and I'd like you to give me a giant welcome to Mr. J. Abraham. Give a hand.
Funny. All right, it's gracious. Sit. We have limited time. So I have a question. What are we doing?
I said, Jared, get Jay Abraham. I want to learn. Every speaker that we've had was really for me. I'm like, hey, if I can get something out of this, maybe other people will benefit. So you're here for me, my friend.
Thank you.
Okay, no, thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
So I'm going to do a bloodless coup for about 3 minutes and tell you what I hope we are going to do, how we'll do it, why we'll do it, and what we won't do. Hopefully a lot of you know my background because I could share it with you and give you some kick-ass stories, but it would burn too much time. I spend my days and nights growing businesses and dealing literally on the front lines of capitalism, solving problems, making over marketing, restructuring strategy, extricating people from business Gordian knots, creating competitive advantages. And I've been very blessed to do hundreds of industries and see thousands of different ways to accomplish strategy, marketing, business. What has been, pardon me, very, very successful is getting people very clear on a problem, a challenge, an issue, or an untapped opportunity, having them in the mic, giving them all of 2 or 3 minutes max to pose the question, and we've given you a lot of background. The quality of your question will determine the quality of the answer. I don't have time in this kind of an environment myself, and I don't think Grant does either, to go probing for clarity. So you got to be real clear. My name is blank. Here's my business. Here's who I sell to. Here's what I sell. Here's how I sell. Here's my problem. And if you can do that, between he and I, we're going to give you some kick-ass quick answers. Our goal is to try to knock out 30, 40, 50 of you as quickly as possible.
So Jay, let me ask you, so why is it, in addition to time, your time, why is it important that they get clear on the problem?
That is a profound question, because literally, if your assumption's incorrect, everything that flows from it's incorrect. If you're focused on the symptom and you don't know the cause, then you're going to pursue a bunch of tactical activities that will never get you anywhere. And there's a great statement. Most people, when they're stressed or when they're growing, dig holes. The more stressed or the more excited they are, the deeper they dig the hole. The question is, first, pardon me, should you dig a hole? Second, if the answer is yes, should you dig it there? Third, if the answer is yes or no, wherever you dig it, should you be digging it with a spoon or a power trowel? And third, should you be the guy or the girl digging it? You got to get clarity of answers, and my whole belief is that every entrepreneur in this room needs to be a strategist, and most of you are tacticians.
What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Okay, don't use any big words from me. I'm from the bayous of Louisiana, man.
Okay, fair enough. You are expending your time, your effort, your opportunity on static activities that are episodic, that are erratic, and aren't advancing and enhancing a long-term, masterful end game plan. You don't know what the end game plan is besides trying to make money and stay in business. And so everything you do is a little bit of this, a little bit of that. There's no congruency. There's no understanding of how to make everything keep paying off over and over and over again.
So which one are you talking about? The strategic or the technician?
Tactical.
Tactical.
Just does stuff. Strategists only do stuff that advance and enhance their big, big game plan.
So give me an example of what's tactical. What am I doing today that's tactical versus strategic? Like that we're doing here right now, that I'm actually doing with you.
Okay, it's a great question. That's tactical?
Yeah, something, what am I doing tactical? Because I don't understand what it means.
Okay, so what you would be doing tactical is not optimizing the audience to the fullest capacity. If we knew that there were 20% real estate, 20% technical sales, 30%, we'd move them around and we'd get them into organizations and have them pool their questions and get the optimal questions so we would nail everybody's. That would be strategic. Does that make sense?
That's strategic.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How many real estate people here? All right, good. How many what was the next category?
Technology-driven.
Technology-driven people. How many network marketing people? How many auto industry? How many I did network marketing. How many plumbers? How many furniture? How many of you in furniture retail? There they are. How many in dental? Chiropractor? Roofing? Solar?
So ask it a little different. So how many people market direct to the either consumer or industry? Raise your hand. Hand down. How many market through booths at conventions or seminars? Raise your hand. How many have distribution channels? Raise your hand. How many basically use electronic media, TV, radio? Raise your hand. How many can actually say, I'll tell you, this could be really fun. How many people can say that 60 to 80% of your business is word of mouth or referrals? Raise your hand. Stand up and remain standing. I'm going to blow your mind. This is my favorite embarrassing exercise. Okay, now, I don't have time because of the clock to do this right, but you're going to love this. I'm going to gift you this exercise, and you're going to own the crowd with this. So if I had time, don't sit. If I had time, I would randomly go around the room and ask you to tell me percentage and dollars, and it would be mind-blowing. So I would go, okay, 40%, 500,000, 80%, 5 million, 30%, 600 grand. So remain standing. And then I would say, okay, remain standing. If this is where tactic and strategy comes into place. Remain standing if you have at least one systematic, strategic, consistently adhered to referral generating system that you use constantly and everyone in your organization uses constantly to generate predictable referrals. If you have at least one, remain standing. If you don't, be honest and sit. Okay, there's a lot standing. If you have two or less, if you have two, no more than two, sit down. 3, 4, more than 4. Okay, the ones that stood the longest were J. Abraham students. So let me give you a concept, and it's a perceptive concept. I get diluted, but I'm going to show you what I understand about word of mouth or referrals. First of all, number one, they are the most desirable. They buy the soonest, they negotiate the least, they buy the most combinations, they buy the most often, they buy the best combinations, the highest quality. They are the most enjoyable to deal with. They refer more people, and they cost you nothing to really acquire. Is that correct? And yet, most people who have not one referral generating system in place are spending money on cold ads trying to get trust, on pay-per-click trying to get trust. I would ask, what's wrong strategically with that question? Over my career, and Grant knows this, I used to do hundreds of seminars, and we would identify all the people that had mastered referral generation, but we know 93 different non-duplicated systems for generating referrals with no risk, no cost, and high predictability. Some are ongoing, some are when certain factors converge, some are seasonal. But I would want to revisit that if you want to be strategic. Okay? Does that make a point?
Yeah.
So you basically, imagine if you're getting 20, 30, 60% doing nothing strategic. What would happen if you had 1 or 2 or 3 systematic strategies? And the only reason anybody who's not getting referrals either sells to fiercely competitive markets or you're not liked very much. And that's true.
So let's say that I'm brushing my teeth.
Okay.
Am I being tactical or strategic?
Say one more time. You are?
I'm brushing my teeth. Am I being tactical or strategic?
Well, I would say it is dependent upon the rest of your hygiene. If that's all you're going to do, you're being tactical. If you're going to get your whole body in shape for cleanliness, and then you got 2 different spins. Are you trying to just be clean and neat for yourself, or are you trying to make an impression on somebody else? So I think it's an out of context question, but it's an you're going to be fun because you ask some very.
Well, all I'm saying is because when I'm dealing with people in my company,
they do brush their teeth, right?
I don't care. But I do care if
I wonder why they all wear masks.
I do care if they understand what I'm telling them, and sometimes I don't think they understand because I'm having to tell them over and over. How many of you have had that experience, having to tell somebody something over and over and over again? So I'm trying to figure out how to boil things down to such a simple matter that my 6-year-old can understand it.
I can tell you.
Okay.
Okay, it's not as just as simple. It's realizing that everyone in this room has a different definition, a different impression, a different background. So any word you use, any strategy, any directive, any concept you share, you're coming from the palette of your mind and presuming they're interpreting it the same way. You've got to get them to tell you what they heard, what they think they're supposed to do. When I go to a company, the first thing I do is I interview 20 of the key senior executives, and I ask them all the same questions. Their answers are all over the place. Let me give you a good example. When I used to do seminars, I had a segment. I'd come back purposely 10 minutes late, and I would apologize, and I'd say, gee, I'm so sorry, but I saw the most stunning woman out in the hall, and I was captivated. Then I'd come back and start my program. And then about a half an hour later, I'd say, you remember when I said that? Stand up, stand up, stand up, and tell me what came to mind. It was very interesting. A stunning woman to one person may be short, voluptuous, European. To another, it's tall, perky, blonde. To a woman who's a little bit anti-sexist, it might be somebody very conservative, you know. So, I mean, no 2 people have the same definition, the same experiential base, the same interpretation. So I was telling somebody else, when we used to do seminars, we would stop at key intervals. We'd have it set up differently. Everyone would go around a room or a table, explain what they got out of it, and you'd hear, if you had 20 people at a table, you'd hear 19 different interpretations. We'd try to figure out the most highest and universal, then we would share it with everybody, because no way, I don't care, it's not about them not listening. The flaw is you're predicating that they have the same values, same vision, and the same definition. They don't.
So is there a way, if you want to go here, how do I get people to have the same values that I have?
2 ways, and most people don't do it. Number 1, you literally start by expressing not the macro, but the literal, granular implications of your vision. I want to have, okay, may I divert for a minute?
Sure.
Okay, I've done a lot of work on greatness. Every human being is innately embedded with DNA for greatness. Greatness as a man, woman, husband, wife, father, mother, lover, parent, employee, employer, and yet about 2% of the world becomes great. Why? I have 4 answers. You want to go on to something else?
No, I love this.
Okay. First answer, and this goes right to what Grant's saying. Nobody ever showed them what greatness is supposed to be like internally, feel like emotionally and in your soul, express like, and be received like. And then you've got all these different ways of being great. Great employee, employer, leader. Entrepreneurs have to be leaders. So the first thing is figuring what it looks like, and if you have 5 different areas of your life, what greatness is supposed to look like as a husband, as a lover, as a friend, as a parent. When you get clarity on that, which almost nobody gets, the next impact or constraint is, how do I get there? What path is going to get me to not manipulated, strained, feigned, superficial greatness, but automatic greatness, where it's a natural and a flowing thought coming out of your being. There's lots of paths. Most people try to go that path, and it's like a pole vaulting. When you find the shortest path, now it becomes even more problematic. You've got to pursue it. And anybody in this room that either has or knows anybody that has children, little children, knows that when they try to talk or walk or eat or go poo-poo, they're not very effective in the beginning, and unless they are supported and championed by a parent or a nanny that keeps them encouraged and going forward, they would never do it. So it's no different with a human being, except you need to paint pictures of what you think it's supposed to look like, and then you got to give them why. And why goes towards a lot of things. Why goes to the corporate culture, but it also goes to the experiential outcome you want from the recipient, your patient, your client. That's the first thing. Second, you've got to give them a chance to play back what they got out of it and what they think you said and what they think it means and how they are going to execute. One other point that is very interesting. Many people that are small, medium entrepreneurs complain to me that they can't hire quality people. And my answer is, if you can't hire them, grow and develop them, because most people really aren't invested in the growth and the development of a team. When you do that right, 2 things happen. Stats research, you get 20% on average of the productivity of staff, team member, employee, whatever you want to call it. Not because they want to be lazy, they don't know how to optimize. And if they don't know and you don't help them, it's a screw. You teach masterful selling. What I find most hilarious when you talk to most companies that have salespeople, I'll say, okay, do you train your people? They'll say, sure. And I'll say, no, I'm not saying do you show them how the products, the catalogs, the performance elements. Do you teach them consultative selling? Do you teach them problem solving? Do you teach them Socratic interviewing? Do you teach them how to listen and acknowledge? Do you teach them empathic selling? They'll go like this. I could go on, but we're going to run out of time.
Okay. You want to take a question?
I do want to take questions, but I want to do it in a very meaningful way. So we're going to ask this of you. You hopefully took the time to see the preface we gave you. Clarity, purity, distinction of the question. If you are prepared to ask a great question, and the greatest ones will frankly be ones that would be universally beneficial to everyone, that would be great. Go to the mic, about 20 of you, and you'll be given 2 minutes to pose your question. And then I or Grant, I don't care, will give 3 minutes of answers. However, and this is me, not Grant. Grant is much more empathic and nicer and loving and kind and considerate. If somebody didn't read the rules and starts asking a protracted question that's going to take an hour to answer, I will respectively say next. Not to be disrespectful to that person, but to be respectful to everyone else.
Beautiful.
Okay?
Sounds fair. The rules are clear. Where are you going?
Okay, get to the mics. And we're going to go quick. Left, right, left, right, left, right. And we'll go front, back, front, back. Okay, yes, sir. What's your question?
Good evening, thank you. Going to mention all 6 parts?
Talk really clear into the mic at a little bit of an angle.
My company does asphalt and concrete work. We do construction in Minnesota, and we do about $3 to $4 million a year. My question is, and I believe it's scalable, but it's not traditionally a company that's easily scalable. So how do you scale a company that only operates in a local area because of the physical service that we do? We're not selling.
So where do you operate at?
The Twin Cities of Minnesota.
And you're doing construction, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's very simple. Are you successful?
We're profitable. We do 3 to 4 a year.
Okay, the first question, are you more successful than 51% of the companies, the localized companies doing what you do?
Yes.
Why?
Because we know how to make a profit and serve people.
Okay, well, you should say because we have a better marketing, a better system, a better implementation. If you have implementation processes that are better than 51% of the people you compete against, you can license or partner that with other regional ones all over. We've done it with sawmills who basically had processes for reducing the cost of energy and increasing the quality of wood. We've done it with car washes that had upgrade systems that would quadruple the number of sales. If you've got a process, rather than try to start businesses, find all the companies who want to be great and say, I can make you the most successful and I want 20 grand plus 3%.
Excellent.
You're welcome.
Jay.
Go, yep.
Can you come sit down? Because I can't hear you.
I couldn't hear it either.
When you get ahead of me, in front of me, I can't hear you.
Okay.
If you sit here.
Right here. Yes, absolutely.
Beautiful.
Okay. There.
Grant and Mr. Damon John said that you were the master of this. My name's Andrew Silva, and I'm trying to grow my own business to become the Hooters of coffee. We sell to coffee lovers, mostly men. We market through social media, offering unique experiences. My biggest issue that I'm having is raising the down payment money I need for my business loan without...
Is this for me or Jay?
For Jay.
I thought it was for you.
I did too.
Okay, so your question is, how can I raise capital for my coffee shop?
Yeah, if you don't have any...
Track record?
Track record, sales in the car business for the last 5 years.
Okay, what makes you think your coffee model will work?
It's working in other parts of the country, specifically the Pacific Northwest around Seattle.
Okay, so where it's working there, is it a chain or are they independents?
Both.
Both?
Both. You've got
Can you license the independent so you've got a model that's been validated when you go to your investor? Can you go to the independent that is successful and license their procedures, their process, and then use that to show an investor you've already got a validated, empirically profitable model?
I'm sure I could.
Well, doesn't that make a lot more sense than not having proof of concept and just saying, they're over here, I think I can do it?
Absolutely.
And then when you're raising money, what I always do is do it in tranches. We teach risk reversal, and there's 2 kinds of risk reversal. Risk reversal for the, I like to walk around. Risk reversal for the buyer, the consumer, but risk reversal for the investor. If you're going to try to raise money, what I always do is give them milestones, benchmarks of things I'm going to do at certain intervals before they release much of the money, and I have to keep doing it. And an investor is interested in 2 things. One, the viability, but really getting their money back, and getting their money back with a better profit than they can get in a better timeline than putting it somewhere else. And if you can't answer that, you're dead meat, don't you think?
I think, dude, I hate your idea.
Okay.
Why do you want to compete with Starbucks?
I'm not looking to...
No, I mean, you just need to really, you pitched it to me last night. The freaking idea is terrible, dude. And you don't pitch it. I don't know, you're the Hooters of coffee. I'm like, I don't get it. I hate it. I mean, you got to come up with a different pitch. You're slaughtered in the marketplace. Everybody's like, I don't want to invest in that. So just because you love something, some idea, you got to figure out if the rest of the world wants to love on that idea. Because Howard Schultz didn't make any money for 7 years. And if you can't stand the 7 years, dude, of bleeding out. But the difference is, Starbucks is on every street corner, man. Every time I see one of these guys pop up, the Cavern coffee maker across from the Starbucks, I'm like, that's a 6-month deal. and they're gone. So I'm just saying, you got to be sure you're in the right vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, and something that I teach, which I should have probably overlaid, I'm all about highest and best use, optimizing, and the question is, what are your resources? What are you trying to accomplish? What's your skill set? What's your relational capital? Is that the highest and best entrepreneurial business you could go into?
He doesn't have any.
With leverageability and also with asset value.
Yeah. So if you don't have that, what he's saying is, do you have any money? Do you have any connections? Do you have any? You don't have any, dude. You got to go.
You torquing me down. That's good. We should go on the road together.
You got to go knock on a door, dude, and raise some money. Okay. My first 3 businesses, I did not raise money from anybody. I went and knocked on somebody's door and said, hey, pay for this. Right? We didn't give free tickets away here. We sold you a ticket so I could pay for this production. All right?
Perfect.
Okay, gentleman there, or woman I can't see. And hold it if you can at an angle like this.
That's what you tell all the women. Right?
Jay, can you hear me?
That's good. Okay.
That's good. Yes, sir.
Jay, yeah, hi. Pleasure to meet you. I've come all the way from London, particularly to ask you the question.
You came from London to ask me a question?
Indeed.
Wait, you know what? I'm the psychic marketer. The answer is 5.
Okay, let's see.
Next.
I run the biggest mentoring organization for entrepreneurs.
Okay.
Entrepreneurs outsource their business and also their wealth creation to us.
Oh, how cool. Are you in London?
Yes, London.
And do you do it just in the UK or Europe?
This year here in the US we'll launch.
Okay, cool.
So we, as part of the investment side of what we do, about 1.5 years ago we launched a hedge fund.
How'd it do?
It just got to #1 on Bloomberg.
Very cool.
30% a year. So my question...
Just curiously, what are you investing in?
Here in the US, futures, it's a quantitative strategy.
Okay.
And we just raised, we're up to about 20 million this now.
Okay, what's your question?
My question is, how do I 10x it? It's taken me 1.5 years to...
Well, the first question is, how did you get to where you are now? Both, let's separate it. How did you build the multiple service organization? What is the driver that drives that? And how did you find your clients and how do you grow them?
We took the best entrepreneurs in the UK and then offered them as the mentoring service. Obviously, the average sale for those companies that those entrepreneurs have done is about 20 million. And then we offered them as mentors to entrepreneurs.
Okay, but stop. You didn't just do that. That's a static statement. Yeah. Did you knock on doors? Did you do seminars? Yeah, what did you do to drive them?
To drive the entrepreneurs or the mentors that we've now got on board?
You can give me either or, but give me both.
We contacted the mentors and pitched them.
Say a little louder, please.
We pitched the mentors and went to them and then got them on board.
So you are they stellar mentors with great bios?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you started with the mentors.
Yes.
Then what?
We did seminars, much like this.
Gratis ones, or did they pay?
They start the freemium model. They start off for free, and then we upsell.
And how many members do you have right now?
8,000.
1,000?
8,000.
How many came off the net?
8,000.
Okay, that's very impressive. And what do they pay?
The initial event, they don't pay anything.
They don't pay anything?
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, did you mean just how did we get them into the network, or?
Well, to get in the network, they pay nothing?
No, then once they, yes, to get into the network, they don't pay anything because our end game is investment, not.
Well, what's the correlation out of 80,000 people? How many? 80?
8,000.
Oh, 8, pardon me. Yeah. Out of, I think both of us, is there an audiologist in the audience? And if so, can I borrow your equipment? So out of 8,000 non-paying members, how many investors do you have in the hedge fund?
About 200.
So 200 is what percentage of 800? 8,000.
Yeah.
3%.
3%. Yeah, 3%.
So I would say that if you, first of all, that it doesn't sound like the most efficient model. I mean, it seems like you should.
Hang on, you did 20 million last year, right?
But it's gross.
Or 20 million investment.
20 million.
At what 3%, 2%?
So you get, what fee you get on 20 million?
1% plus 20% of growth.
Okay, I've never raised money in my life. In October, I said, I'm gonna start raising money.
Yeah.
We raised money, we raised over $20 million in less than 90 days.
Wow.
How?
That's why I'm here.
One, I'm trusted. People know my name. I'm credible. I've been doing that space real estate for 25 years. And I started doing a show every Monday morning on how to buy multifamily real estate. And if you're an accredited investor, but I give information. Now I've never paid 1 penny for a hotel room or a free meal. It's Facebook, man.
Yeah.
It's a thing called Facebook. These are the new channels. Okay, it used to be the old way. Hey, come to the olive tree and I'm gonna buy you dinner, and you know, you gotta go through the dinner and the whole deal, dude. There's Facebook, YouTube, Twitter,
But I could get a
Snapchat.
salmon or a Salisbury steak.
Yeah, but I didn't buy anybody a damn steak and I raised 20 million.
I understand.
How many investors in the room? Okay, I didn't buy you a steak. Now, so could you do that? Are you doing anything online?
We're doing some things online. We're about to now look at seeing if we could do more. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm here.
And one more question. What do the members get? Do they get this mentoring free?
No, they pay for that.
How much do they, you forgot that.
Pay
So what do they pay for that?
They pay £250 per hour.
And how much revenue does that generate?
A couple million a year.
Okay. And how profitable is that couple of million?
Very profitable, yeah. It's over 50%.
So are you trying to grow that?
But that's the part that's not scalable.
Grow that as well, yeah. But also the services.
Yeah.
They can
But it's
outsource
a
their
feeder.
sales, their marketing, everything to us.
Let me ask one more question, and then I'm going to have to stop. What's the correlation between the paid users of the mentoring and the investors?
Some of the paid users become investors.
That's not what I asked. Is there a clinical, do you know, is it quantified? Is 80%, 20?
No, it would be less than 10%. Who
Okay.
want to invest with us.
Right.
So basically you're charging $250 a month to pay for your business.
It could be.
Because you don't want to wait for the fee at the end of the year, all right? So we're going to move on to the next question, but
Yep.
dude, your first business isn't paying you enough because it's too small. How many had that problem? Okay, Gary Vaynerchuk and Gary had this conversation with me about, the girl's better off working for herself at 40 grand a year than she is working for somebody else at 40 grand a year. The internet's so beautiful. I said, dude, ain't nobody better off working for 40 grand a year.
Great answer.
Okay? Your business is too small, bro. You gotta figure out how to get, you should be completely focused on raising $200 million and drop the $250 a month. Okay, thanks.
I agree. In the back here?
Sir, my name is Bear Ojeda. My industry is fitness and tourism, network marketing, mentorship. My clients are/is the entire world. We sell them fitness, health, and lifestyle goals. We market by sharing our lifestyle. My biggest issue/untapped opportunity is bringing the entire world into business together to elevate and create an economic global renaissance.
Well, first of all, you're way too erudite in your language and your aspiration. I'm thinking what you're saying is you're a network marketer selling physical either products or supplements, and you're not limited in the territory. Is that what you heard him say?
So sorry. So
is that it?
What I gathered from this 10x GrowthCon is that we need to develop multiple streams of income, right?
Yeah. So it's cool.
What my biggest thing is, like, we've got such an awesome group of people in this room right now.
Are you going to sell each other?
Why can't we go into business with each other and just go and create such an awesome, opportunity to elevate third world countries?
So, but let me ask you a question. Is this a pitch to everybody, or are you asking us for a question?
Honestly, it's not a pitch.
It's the pitch. He's inspired.
Sounds
Give him a big hand. Give him a big hand, man.
No, I'm just asking.
Guy's jacked up.
No, I'm okay. So
I honestly,
you gotta get really down, or we'll have to stop. So, what methods are you successfully using right now to grow your distributors or members?
Yes, sir. So right now our company is in the process of unrolling a really awesome computer. This is going to be a credit card.
Okay, but wait. So right this moment in time, are you doing anything to generate members on a continuous basis?
Yes, sir.
And how many members have you generated or distributors?
He don't know. Dude, you need to get on Cardone U, bro.
Please.
You got to get on Cardone U because you got to learn how to sell your pitch. You don't even know how to talk to Jay yet. Okay? This is how many of us do this. We get a chance to pitch something, and it's like,
oh, it's so sad because I've helped people do like billions of dollars, but we have to go to the next one.
Yeah, there's 3 flows, okay? One flow is a dispersal. It disperses. The communication goes in a lot of different directions. It never hits anything. There's another flow called the stop flow. It doesn't go anyplace. It just stops. And the other one is a smooth flow, and you got to work out the flows. You got to move so the stream can actually create energy, all right? So thank you for asking.
Yeah, that's good. Good luck to you. It was ballsy. Yes, sir.
Thanks very much. My name is Graham McCarthy. I came here from Dublin in Ireland. I own a direct sales company in Dublin. And,
Say, you know, move the mic a little bit of an angle because I'm having difficulty understanding.
Yeah.
Okay, that's better.
So I own a sales and marketing company in Dublin in Ireland. We do all the direct debits for all the charities. So we acquire donors for them.
And can you get compensated
Yeah.
on the variable or just a fee?
It's a marketing service fee, so they pay us a once-off fee when we acquire donors for them.
Okay.
We do this directly, so it's all face-to-face sales.
Oh, really? Why?
It's more, we achieve much higher results when we speak to people directly. So we do events all over the country.
And what kind of event?
Shopping centers, retail stores. We go in, we set up an event.
Okay, so you'll set it up in conjunction with a charity.
Yeah.
And then a portion of the proceeds go to the charity and you get your fee for doing it?
Yeah, we link donors in, and then the charity.
Okay, so what's your question?
My question is, it's a personal question, is what advice would you have for someone who is, you know, looking to grow their business, but maybe they're a little bit impatient. They want to take it to the next level quick, but my problem is right now I want to get there quicker, but it's taking longer than I expect.
Well,
just impatient.
Do you want to answer first, or you? Well, I'll tell you what I believe, because I've done billions of dollars for people. When you have a good model that is solid, and solid means it'll scale if you bring other people in. It's not going to be marginal. What you want is to find people who already have access to the influencers or the entities or the profile of people you want, and you partner with them because they've already got the trust, they got the influence. So you can do organizations, you can do influencers, you can do people that sell candy stores, you can do people that, I always figure out who's already got access to the market and who is not threatened by what you do. And we would have 30 different contacts. When we did the seminar business, I think I spent 300 grand total, and we did 250 billion because we figured out who already had entrepreneurs, who had professionals, magazines, Tony Robbins, investment newsletters. But before you do that, you better make sure that your model makes sense and there's enough in it to make it worthwhile for them, because if it isn't financially and they're not profoundly motivated to the charity, it's going to be a waste. But that's the safest because they got the infrastructure.
So what he said, I'm his decipher.
That's right, the UN, he's my interpreter.
So check it out. When Tim Story walked off stage here, I said, Tim, you will never present a $59 product ever again. There's no margin, Tim, for you, for others. Like what he brought, the value he brought here is worth hundreds of times more than than what he's asking for his product. How many agree with that? So what Jay's saying, two things. You need to collaborate with people that are already in power, man. You're grinding it out because you're starting from zero. You know, they'll 0 to 100. Find somebody that's already going 80 miles an hour.
Good. Next.
Okay. And number two, make sure there's margin. There's enough margin so you can bring Jay on board and give Jay a piece.
A big one. But well deserved, of course.
Thanks.
Mr. Abraham.
Yes.
Jonathan McGee. We have created a new industry in which we help people get credit cards of $30,000 or more, 0% interest, and they can pay it off 1% at a time.
And they can pay off, say it again?
1% at a time.
And how do you do that?
We do it through leveraging the Free Credit Act report and multiple credit cards in the systems that are already established in the banks.
So is it complicated as hell?
Yes.
Okay, and what does somebody pay to get access to this card?
Whenever we get them a card, we take out a 5% origination fee, and that's it.
Okay, so 5% on the 30,000?
Yes.
So you get $1,500 for getting them the card.
Correct.
And the card lets them pay 1% a month, but is it accruing this incredible balloon at the end?
There's 0% interest.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, sounds interesting. What's your question?
So my question is, we can help individuals. We also have referral programs, but we can also train businesses. We disseminate this information.
Okay, so what's the question?
Yeah.
So I'm saying that we have a lot of options. In which way can we expand this the most effectively nationwide?
Well, I go back and default always. There's always somebody else who has the audience you want and is not competitive, and usually there's multiple ones. And those, they've already spent years, millions, hundreds of millions trying to reach the market. They have the trust. They have either online, offline distribution. They are the ones to do. I have tons of people that, I've got one big client who's the second largest buy here, pay here lot in the world, and they basically partner with all kinds of other people that are credit type. And you want to basically figure out who's already got your market and make sure that your concept's not going to blow up, because it frankly sounds complicated as hell.
Yes.
Yes, what?
Oh, I just agree.
Dude, the next time somebody asks you if it's complicated, you need to be like, no, dude, it's simple.
No, dude, it's good.
Okay, you need to be like, no, it's simple, man. I give people money, anybody money that needs money.
Right.
7 billion people need money.
Yeah.
And they only pay 1%.
Right.
How much does my credit card charge me? Minimum a month, 5%, right? 5% of the balance. You do it for 1?
We do it for 0%.
No, but I got to pay how much of the balance every month?
1%, yes, correct.
Yeah, good. That's 1%, 0% interest. It's a freaking great deal, man. You got to pitch
one
it.
more.
And you got to advertise it. What's your advertising budget?
We haven't started advertising. We're about to launch this.
Have you sold any of it?
Yes, we've been
How many?
a good company. We've gone over 300 people. We've helped over 300 people.
Okay, I have one little exacerbating, troubling question.
Sure.
So is this for people who have bad credit, or do I have to have impeccable credit?
It's for either. Actually, the only qualification is that someone doesn't have a mark on their credit and that they've had a credit card for longer than a year.
And they can get 30 automatically?
Anybody.
So they can't have a mark?
No.
They can't. Well, they're not bad credit then, dude. How many of you in the room got a mark? Shit, I got a mark and I got good credit.
Yeah.
Right.
So is it good credit or bad credit?
Sounds like it's good credit.
Both. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But do they have to have the justification for, the point I'm making is they have to have the justification for the 30 grand. Is that right?
Dentist, a lawyer, somebody wants to expand a company, somebody, right?
Exactly.
So dude, you need an ad on CNBC, bro. You need an ad on CNBC. You need an ad on CNBC online. You need to go where money flows.
Yes.
Okay.
Who's got, and who's got that market, and how compellingly can you convince them that it's not a convoluted Byzantine scam? I'm serious.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, there you have it. Find who's got the audience. That's it.
Right.
Partner with them. You got enough money. Do you get anything on the 1%?
No, we don't.
You just get the front end.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I like the model, dude. It's awesome. Let's go to the next question.
Yeah, we got to go down there.
Thank you.
Thanks, though. Not trying to be rude.
See, I would invest in that business before I'd invest in a coffee deal.
You know why?
Because I need money, man. You like the Hooters coffee thing?
No, but I do like Grant's Hooters coffee.
Why is that?
Because it just got a little more proprietary to it.
Nice.
All right.
It's a terrible idea with anybody's name on it.
We could sell it right here at least. We could have mobile. Okay, hello.
Look at this. Look at this. These people want money. How many of you want money, man? I want money, man. Give me some money, man.
Hi.
Okay, go ahead.
My name is Nicole Sarah Gonzalez. I'm the author of Sleepy in the Savannah. I wanted to
Whoa. What's the book?
Sleepy in Savannah.
Sleepy in the Savannah. So
Okay.
I had sent it to you, Grant, and I met your daughter outside, and I showed her my business card. Sabrina is so adorable. I just want to let you know that first.
Is that the little one running around?
Yeah.
Oh, how cute.
She said she loved the book. We had a long conversation. And
Thank you.
When I make my next one, I'm going to send it to you. I also run Stage Dreamers. I was going to ask you a question about my business, but the reason I found you was because I was looking into a real estate program, and my friend said, no, go listen to Grant Cardone. And I learned about you about 2 months ago, and I've been addicted to watching your YouTube videos as soon as you come on. And my question is, because I'm in a bind, I was looking at apartment buildings, like you said. And I'm a teacher, I'm a New York City school teacher, so I have money in my TDA, which is the retirement fund. I have about $100,000 in there. And I can't just take it out to do an apartment building, but I could take it out for a hardship withdrawal to buy a home. And I'm going to be purchasing a home fairly shortly.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know, I was thinking of doing a 2-family or a 4.
Okay, so I know where you're going with your question. Number one, you should not buy a home. Nobody in this room should buy a home. Maybe Jay, because he's got some stupid money sitting around. If you don't have stupid money, you should not put money in a stupid thing like a home. If you real estate agents in the room sell homes, good. Sell a home, don't buy the home. You don't need to sell everything. You don't need to buy everything you sell, okay? So what I would do, first of all, you can take your retirement money without doing the hardship thing.
Okay.
Was it a hardship?
Yeah.
You can actually get that money, a self-accredited, is it IRA?
It's called a TDA, it's a tax-deferred annuity.
You can get it self-directed, check into self-directed.
Okay.
If that's not possible to you, you could buy your next purchase as a home. I think there's some banks here. I didn't say this. You buy it, it's a place you're gonna live, and then like in 7 or 8 months, you're like, I don't wanna live here anymore. And you rent both sides.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Cool. Next. That was good.
Hello, my name is Torben. I'm from.
Hold it a little bit away just so we can hear.
Thanks, Jay.
Thank
My
you.
name's Torben. I work at Acura Fremont in Silicon Valley. I moved there because my store, Acura Fremont, which is the largest Acura store in California, is on Grant Cardone. I moved there from Michigan.
Online, man.
That's good.
So the reason I mention that is the industry that I'm in is cars. We sell cars, warranty, insurance. We sell parts, we sell service, and we sell money. We reach people through email, text, phone.
What's your question?
Okay, The question is this. The biggest challenge is that, okay, we're on Grant. I got 15 salespeople. I'm there 9 to 9, 80 hours, 90 hours a week. I grind.
Yeah.
Nobody else grinds like me. Of the 15 to 20 people, nobody's using or adopting that. And my question is this. I feel like the biggest opportunity in the world is Grant Cardone. Is the technology rebuttals everything, but not to 2,000 people, to 50 million transactions, which we do in the automotive market. How do you scale Cardone where you don't have to train a salesperson, but you can integrate existing and software technologies like artificial intelligence and put it in so when that email, that chat, that text hits a customer, it's Cardone's offering value within that interaction?
I don't know the answer to that question. If I did, I would do it.
I do. I know the answer.
Good, man. Then give me a card.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
He did the right thing.
It's great. But
my name's Turbo.
All right. Over here. I can't hear.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, perfect.
But why don't you?
Yeah.
He likes it real close to your mouth for some reason. Oral fixation.
That's right.
All right, what about now? Okay, so our industry is solar. Our clients are homeowners.
He likes it right in there, man.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Close.
All right.
All right. Industry is solar. Clients are homeowners. The way we sell is door to door. We market by knocking, and our biggest untapped opportunity right now. So our sales reps spend about 1.5 to 2 hours with customers to sell them on this idea. They have to switch their form of electricity that they've been using for 100 years and sign a 20-year contract. What are some strategies that you guys have to shorten the sales cycle and market better so that way?
Now, why is it that you sell only by door to door?
It's the most effective method right
proven.
now.
It's working. It's working in a big way.
Online.
And they've tried a lot of other things?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's selling solar door to door, and it's very,
yeah.
I mean, it's happening. How many solar people here today? Yeah, it's happening. Huge opportunity in solar right now. It's massive.
So let me rephrase this. Maybe this will help. So
yeah,
I'm a
sure.
sales rep.
Go ahead.
And I sit with this customer here 2 hours, and 80% of the people that we sit down with, they do it. And so 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours.
Okay.
Everyone here. What are some strategies so we get a whole neighborhood? So we can present for 2 hours with 30.
Okay, so
let him answer. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you, what have you really tried to leverage or aggregate this? So have you tried bringing multiple people from the right neighborhoods together?
Yeah, so some strategies are like solar parties after they're installed. We have like referral strategies.
And but do they work?
They do, but I'm talking about prior to that, so not after they do it.
Okay, but what else have you tried front end?
You want to cut down the 2 hours, right?
Yeah, cut down that 2 hours, or just have 50 people, 100 people, 20.
Yeah, okay, but what have you tried to get? There's obviously a profile, both of the kind of house, the directionality,
Well, some ideas are like sending invitations to a whole neighborhood.
But have you done that?
No, we're experimenting. That's why I'm trying to get some other ideas from you.
Okay, well, I mean, okay, so one of the things I'm all about is testing continually alternative approaches that allow your model to be leveraged and expanded. So there's got to be an 80-20 rule. There's got to be certain either demographic, geographic, age, types of houses, their trajectory to the sun. So when you find those, and then are your clients happy enough to let you use their names or their
they love it.
Of course, yeah.
Well, it would seem like if you sent invitations to the right people and said, we have installations at all these houses, and you're welcome without being intrusive to call, knock on their door, or even better, we've done ads where we had daytime phone numbers, but you said we're going to have a couple of them and a group of other similar quality people like yourself who've got everything to gain at a session for 2 hours, and we'll tell you exactly what got them so excited, or something like that. But you've never tried it.
Let me. This is what I would suggest to you. Okay.
Go ahead.
I like that because he wants a full pipeline.
Just something better.
He wants a full pipeline, right? But take your 2 hours, put it on a piece of butcher paper. What are you doing in those 2 hours?
So
hang on. Take the piece of butcher paper, map out the 2 hours, and I want you to take every 15 or 20 minutes of your presentation and say, who knows the question? Have you seen enough to make a decision? No. Blah, 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 blah. Boom. Have you seen enough to make a decision?
I love that.
Blah, blah, blah. No, I have not. He gives you permission to move on. You guys are overselling. I'll tell you a story. A cat came to my house to sell me a Kangen water machine. I was living in Los Angeles. He comes in. I'm like, yeah, come on up, man. Show me the whole deal, the Kangen, the Magic thing. It's a $5,000 machine. I'm not going to let you in the door if I'm not interested, if I'm not thirsty, and if I'm not qualified. I already knew the machine was $5,000. Comes in, he does his deal, he puts all his cups out. Anybody here in Magic? Kangen? Put all the things out. You know how y'all do all the cups, put out the Diet Pepsi, the orange, the Sprite, the water, the Avia, the clear water, right? Dude, he dropped one drop in the first, whatever the tester was, and I'm thinking, fuck it, I'm buying 2 machines. I'm thinking, I wonder if they could put it on my shower and I could bathe in it. I'm up to 3 machines in the first 3 minutes of the presentation. This idiot goes on for 55 minutes. I bought 1 machine, okay? We moved to Miami. I bought a 2nd machine when I came here from somebody else. I just bought a 3rd machine from somebody else because everybody freaking takes too long to ask, have you seen enough to make a decision?
That's very cool. Hey, good, yeah.
My name is Sam Costa. And first of all, I wanted to thank Grant for the event. It's an awesome event. And my question is, I have ideas and inventions that I'm working on, and I have a prototype with which I want to change how the boats move through the water. And my question is, how do I bring it to market without people stealing my intellectual property?
Well, I mean, first of all, is it patentable?
It's not patented. I just don't want it run into the world where China and other countries would be able to see the patent online and take it away from.
So who's it designed for, and what's the application that it's really going to be most palatable, most evident? Is it for a house, or is it for a big water plant? What?
It's a marine propulsion system, basically a new type of engine that is moving boats through the water.
He's worried about copies.
Yeah.
Dude, you can't worry about copies.
Yeah, no.
Somebody's going to copy you.
Is there a prototype that works?
I do have a prototype. I'm just wondering, how do I bring it to the market to the right people?
Fast enough.
So people don't steal it from me.
Well, if you can partner with the right company and they've got the resources, they can do it. If you have to patent it, I mean, I'm involved with a company that patented. It's sort of interesting. They have a patent that covers every form of GPS-based dynamic distribution. Everyone's in breach, and it's for audio, video, text, but we're not going after anyone big right now. We're just trying to get very small vertical licenses to build, but we have the patent and it's very strong. But even with a strong patent, if you don't have the deep pockets, you can get buried by, if a big corporation wants to bury you, you can get the patent and get a patent troll to represent you. But I think it's a big undertaking, isn't it? How much is it going to take to do it?
To get the patent or to get the prototype?
Well, let's take each. I don't care. How long for the patent? How long for the prototype?
About 2 years. And
how much money?
Unknown.
Well, you better figure it out, because you can't raise money, or you can't, unless you want to kill yourself and go deplete all your assets. If you're funding it, you better know at least a range. If you're trying to get anybody else to co-fund it, you better get a range. And I would probably try to see blindly if there's any big organization or niche organization that has more to gain by you by at least trying to take it over. And sometimes you're better off with a small royalty and not trying to do it all yourself, unless you're, I guess you got to be a masochist sometimes to do it yourself.
You're going to get knocked off, man. You're on a planet where you're going to get knocked off. You need to keep creating. Copycats don't win.
Yeah, if you can license somebody and get a royalty and some front money and keep doing it, you sound like you're a very prolific, creative person, are you?
I am.
So I don't know that you want to be an operator, and I don't think you really want to be a big money raiser. You can, but if you can just flip it to people who've got more to gain, and you'd do better off and let them deal with it.
All right.
All right.
If anybody's interested, my name is Sam Costa. You can find me.
You probably raised a lot of money in this room, for a lot of deals. Remind me to tell you, we did that once. It was very interesting. We did a deal like that. It was very fascinating. Next, over here, please.
Mr. Cardone and Mr. Abraham, my name is Chris Novel, and I'm in the education and coaching industry. Our students and our clients are real estate investors. We sell them a results-based education system and one-on-one coaching. We market through digital media, events, and also we have a TV show coming to a major network. Our biggest issue is also our biggest opportunity, and that's fulfillment. As we scale and we start growing across state by state, how do we maintain fulfillment, and how do we structure a strategic way to find new coaches and new strategic partners to help us maintain fulfillment?
Do you want to answer?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you how I would answer. No, it's okay. I'll tell you exactly how I would do. If you have a success process that you can prove, all you got to do is go on LinkedIn and look for people that have worked for any of the competitors, look for people that are in any of the related industries. And if you say, we've got a turnkey program, we can prove to you works, all we need is the world's top people to deliver congruently, and it's not very hard if you've got the proof. That's what I found. I always go to people who either have worked for or work for either direct or indirect competition, and I try to first proof of concept. I don't like to sell conjecture. I think selling conjecture is it's not only is it dangerous, but it's morally unfair to whoever you're soliciting because you can't prove success. But if you've already got a valid system, you can say, hey, I can deliver to you more clients than you can coach if you can deliver to me proof that you can coach at a stratospheric level of integrity and proficiency. It's not really a problem. If you've got a model, just judging from what you said, you have no problem. You got a great opportunity. That's my answer.
I would tell you that having a bunch of coaches with technology the way it is today, like I used to travel all over the place delivering this stuff. Today we will deliver my content. I can control the content. I can control what's in there. I can control what's being shared. And today it will go out to probably 80,000 people. I know who they are, when they look at it, what they understand, what they don't understand, how often they look at it, when they turned it on, like everything. You cannot do that with human beings. You got 100 coaches out there, you're trying to scale the thing out, much less 200 or 300. You don't know what they're saying, when they're saying it, how the person actually liked it. It's just a very difficult thing to duplicate. And with technology, like I'm using Lightspeed and I have a partnership with that kind of technology. Dude, I know everything about my client today that Jay wanted me to know when we sat you in the room.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, no, it's wonderful to hear two different but convergent recommendations. The more control you have, the more congruency and the more consistency. I mean, if you study old-time optimization guys like Deming, they don't want variation.
Yeah.
Variation is the kiss of death in any kind of a consistent performance environment because, you know, one guy can make somebody a fortune, the other can bury them. So that I think that's wonderful. Where's Brad? Is Brad still here? No?
I just got his card.
Beautiful.
Tell him he owes me a document.
Great. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right.
Your card.
Back here.
Hello. English is my third language, so I will speak slowly.
What is your first?
Kazakh, Russian.
Okay.
The scope of question is how to pitch project which is too attractive to believe it is true, financially attractive. So my name is Al Tupushev, and we develop modular indoor ski resorts, Snowland, Ski Texas, Ski Florida. Our clients are investors, and yeah, my question is how in one sentence you would pitch project, say to Mr. Cardone, with regard to modular indoor ski resort, Ski Florida.
He wants to pitch me. He wants you to pitch me.
Yeah. So let me ask you this question, Mr. They're very smart, don't you think? So do you have installations that
These are my people, man.
I know. But you know what? You should have had a deal where they all had to sign that any deals you get an automatic.
These are my people, Jay.
They're very impressive. No, you guys are good. I'm having a great time. Cool. You guys are you're making my time here very satisfying. Okay, do you have how many operations are up, running, and positive cash flowing?
None.
This is a particularly new project. We don't have yet anywhere.
In English, that is none.
Yes. Okay, next question.
No, wait a minute. Because he's got a good deal. Okay? Ski, imagine.
Indoor skiing.
Next Friday, is it indoor skiing? I didn't hear indoor.
Yeah, it's indoor skiing, isn't it?
Is it indoor?
It is indoor ski, yeah. And the different.
But it could be outdoor, right?
What?
It could be outdoor.
It can be indoor.
Dude, you're in the early stages. It could be outdoor.
Yes.
But I think it's indoor is because you can put it in warm places.
Yeah. So I'm going to Deer Valley Friday to take my kids because I promised them snow. I'd rather not leave. I wish I could bring them to snow. I would love to bring my kids to snow. I promised them snow this year. So I don't know what it costs to build one of these little parks. But dude, they got a bunch of dumb parks all over Florida now. They got gun ranges. My wife goes there. She spends freaking $2,000 every time she walks into the gun range. You know, have you seen the new Nexus gun ranges? They're freaking awesome, man. I walk in there. I don't have to go outside. I don't have to sweat. I don't have to get dirty. No mosquitoes. So dude, your deal is a good deal, but you got to get one up.
Yeah.
And quit talking about Florida, California, all over the country. You got to get one up. That's what Jay's saying. Show me some proof.
And what's it cost to put one up?
So let me describe.
It's just a bottom line. Just a bottom line.
Okay. So this is modular. So it means we put into operation model like this one.
Okay, but just what does an average park cost to put up?
Smallest one, $16 million.
16 million.
16 million.
16 million.
Smallest one, average version would cost about $28 million, and we can scale it.
Can you? Let me ask you one final question. Can you repurpose some other facility to cut an enormous amount out of that?
Sorry, could you please repeat?
You can be my interpreter.
Shit.
Yes, we
But
have
I got to do all the work.
where the hotel and the ski slope is inside.
So, dude, isn't it like a trampoline thing? Isn't it like a blow up? You blow the thing up.
Yeah, like it's like all this ski resorts like Ski Dubai. Yeah, but model means that we put into operation one model and then can build up to the longest slope in the world.
Okay.
One last question, and we're going to stop. How much land does it require? Even the smallest unit, the smallest module.
We're looking for 4 acres.
4 acres.
4 acres.
Okay.
4 acres.
I mean, it sounds interesting, but you're going to. I'd look to see if there's a way to jerry-rig an application someplace where
Did
they
you
already.
say jerry-rig?
Yeah.
I didn't even know you could say jerry-rig in public.
Hey.
Okay? I'm from Louisiana.
I know copaesthetic too.
Yeah. So, dude, the only thing I would tell you that your biggest, who's your biggest competition?
555 from Canada.
No.
In New Jersey.
No.
No. In modular.
No. This is your biggest competition, bro.
Yeah.
3D, Ocula. Who is it, Ocula?
Yep.
Dude.
Yep.
Like, beware where you're going right now.
You're right.
Okay?
You got to know who you're competing against.
Because these theaters, you know, these big AMC theaters, they will freaking die. You're going to watch them die as fast as TV. Because I'm going to put a headset on. I'm going to watch one show. I'm going to be in the show. I'm going to be in Avatar. I'm going to be in Dancing with Wolves. My wife's going to be watching the 50 Grades of Shay. And then she'll be ready for the savage that I am.
Yeah, that's right. Wait, with their AK.
And I'll be like, get it closer to the mic, closer.
I love it. Anyhow.
I can't hear you.
It's funny. Yes, sir.
Hi, good afternoon. Well, my industry is advertising and marketing.
Well, one second. Say it one more. Advertising and marketing.
marketing.
Bring it down a little bit more, please. And your industry is advertising and marketing. Got that?
Advertising and marketing. Our clients are small businesses that have gross sales from 1 to 5 million. We sell them Hispanic advertising and marketing campaigns.
Okay.
So pretty much that the problem that we have is what I face is that sometimes we deliver results, of course, and they're not ready. They're not ready to handle or too much business or to handle, they don't have the proper training. And sometimes I have to do the self-training. Of course, I learned from Mr. Cardone. How would you address this situation?
Geez, I think that's an opportunity. You pack it in, don't you think? You basically say, here's what's going to happen. By the way, most advertising, most marketing is, it's not modular. You can test it and you can expand it at about whatever level you want. So you don't have to overwhelm anyone. You test, you extrapolate, meaning you project and you know where it's going to go. So you say, look, we've got the ability to triple your sales in the next 8 months. You don't have the internal ability, so I'm going to do it, and you can do one of two things. You can pay me for it as a fee, or we'll build it as a double fee on the sales training. But it sounds to me like a perfect positive storm.
I would advertise that you're going to get them more leads. I would tell them, dude, I'm going to get you so many leads, you're going to want to quit.
Yeah.
Until I tell them, you're going to have a problem with me because I want to bring so much result that you'll not be able to handle it.
Yeah.
The situation is...
No, but I would, they're not quitting you because you gave them too many leads and they didn't convert.
I agree.
For businesses to expand, they had to invest more. For example, I can't come in and tell them, hey, you had to hire...
You need to call on a different client. You're calling on broke clients.
Yeah, you're right. You need somebody who's got the wherewithal, just not the ability to maximize it.
Go call on my friend Todd back here that had his birthday today. This is at Ashley Furniture, and give him too many freaking leads and see if he quits. Okay?
I have to talk to him.
Okay? But you give somebody, I guarantee you're calling on people that don't have any money.
Yeah.
That's your problem, dude. You need to go get a better quality client that's got money. Who's got my money?
Yeah, and he might need a better quality lead too. You have to
Maybe not.
Well, I know.
Are the leads any good?
Well,
the leads are good, man. They're great leads.
They're great.
Man.
They're world class.
That's the thing, right? We generate leads.
They're so good you're having trouble parting with them.
I'm gonna tell you, my staff told me not to use Instagram, not Instagram, the Snapchat. They said, look, it's a 14-year-old. Okay? There's no 14-year-old who's gonna pay $19,000 for your program, Grant. I went and showed them all they're wrong. Okay? I literally dropped my demographic of my client in half.
Really?
Using Snapchat.
That's fabulous.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Last question. Yeah.
You just ask a question.
Well, Mr. Cardone will be interested in...
I think we're going to have to roll.
10X to Latin America?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, he'll do that. That's a good question.
Come on, man. Come on, man. This dude's a hitter right here. Okay. How much you make last year?
$1 million.
$1 million. Give him a big hand, huh?
Cool.
This is good. It's good.
First off, I'm really thankful to Grant and his whole staff for having this event. It's an honor to speak to you, Mr. Abraham. I'm honored. My industry is mortgage and real estate. My clients are middle-class clients. We sell them mortgages and real estate. We market by word of mouth, and all my clients are referrals, 100%.
Okay.
I think I have a $1 billion idea, and I want to disturb the whole industry. So I want to offer all real estate agents 100% commission, and I'm not trying to get any money from the real estate because all my money is coming from the mortgages. I want to spread out nationwide, and I want to go big.
So what's the question?
How do I get 1,000 agents working for me?
Well, first of all, are you saying? Let me see if I understand. Then Grant can come in with his. You have a system that can generate quality buyers for the real estate agents, and you really want the back end.
Correct.
And that system is scalable and predictable and has a valid, a very, very strong proof that's already been validated wherever you work right now.
Yes, I built a brand called The Mortgage Guy.
And on a typical week, month, how many, not mortgages, but how many sales do you generate for either your own captive agents or for other agents? Listings, sales, whatever.
We close about 10 million a month.
Is that sales of real estate or is that back-end mortgages?
That's just mortgages.
Okay, but I'm not asking that because that's not your question. Your question is, how do I get agents excited about me giving them all the money? And my question is, how predictable is the system for generating either listings or whatever you do for people so that you can say, here it is, here's its documentation, and then you have to either charge them or you have to get some kind of commitment for them that they will implement and follow the system, and you need some compliance factor, or even if you have the greatest process in the world and it's free, you're not going to make any money if they don't adhere to it. How many sales of real estate do you generate, not mortgages?
Well, I just purchased a system that generates leads, and I give the leads to the agents.
And how do they convert?
They convert themselves.
Okay, that's not my question, though. Okay, let me recategorize it, because I think I know where you're going. So what you're really saying is, I am willing to go to an agent and provide them with my system or multiple systems, Jay Abraham's real estate training, anybody else out there, that will sell houses if they will give me in exchange exclusive mortgage. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're saying, how do I do that? You first need one representative, and I would take a small, medium, rural, aggressive. I'd take probably 3 different markets and prove it. Go there and say, I am willing to do a 3 or 4 month experiment. Here's the deal. I will provide 5 different integrated systems for generating sales for you, and I'll absorb the cost. All I want in exchange is all the mortgage business, and I promise I'll be competitive. And it'll work or it won't, or some will work or won't. And you'll find out which systems work, which markets work, and you'll look at the agents and figure out what kind of agent works them better. And then with that data, you can go kill. Then you go to one of the big real estate training companies, or Grant, if he has real estate, and you partner with them, and you're done deal. It's over.
So be like the real estate coach. Provide that service for them and turn real estate agents into superstars.
I think you don't even worry about being the coach. I think you become the lead provider.
Yeah.
Real estate agents don't want to prospect.
No.
Truth is, they don't want to work. If they wanted to work, they'd work on Saturdays and Sundays. You can never get a hold of one on a Sunday.
Yeah, you just say, I'll pick up the cost of getting you more leads, quality leads you can handle.
For free, right? For free. For free.
Free. And
For
all
free,
I ask
dude.
is I want
love the idea.
exclusive reference, and if it doesn't work after 3 months, we'll stop.
Stop what? It's free.
Yeah. That's a great
I think it's a
proposition,
great-
but I would not limit it just to the one system you've got.
Okay, guys, we got 25 minutes. Question, walk up. I don't even need to hear your name. Do you need to know their name right now?
No, I
Just
don't
ask
even
the
know.
question, let's roll.
Yeah, I can just be psychic. No, yes. Okay.
Do it. I dare you.
Back there.
Mr. Abraham, GC.
Okay, go ahead.
GC, I just want to say, created a beast, man. I appreciate everything.
Thank you.
You're great.
I'm a real estate agent. I'm in residential real estate. Our clients are typically $200,000 to $800,000 homeowners. We sell by doing hyper-local marketing, so open houses, phone calls, door knocking. Pretty much, I want to dominate. I don't want to compete. I want to dominate.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, how do I develop a scalable/predictable strategy to dominate the area and duplicate it in other areas with a $40,000 budget?
You don't.
Okay. So what would your approach be?
Spend everything, dude. You got to go get money, reinvest it. Get money, reinvest it. Okay. Everybody just needs to quit thinking about how to take baby steps. Tim Story said it this morning. Okay. You actually don't walk before you run. A baby runs before it ever learns to walk. It has to just to find its feet. It doesn't know how to walk. So you guys are trying to figure it out. And Jay may have a different idea. I have never done a business plan on any of the companies that I've started because I didn't know what I could write. I didn't know what I was going to do. But I knew this. I needed money.
That's what I meant.
Who's got your money? Take that money, grab it, and reinvest it in the business as fast as you can.
Now, what would your strategy be? Because we're doing the door knocking, we're doing the open houses, we're doing the phone calls. What I'm asking is how to develop a strategy to dominate more than what I'm doing now.
I'll give you my ideas, and they may or may not be congruent. So the first thing I do is I always, and you said, who's got the money? The money in this case is who's got direct access to the markets you want. And they're usually influencers, and at the range that you're talking about, they're not the big banks. They're everybody from the local hairdresser to and I'd have relations with all of them, and I'd tell them, you'll want to be their trusted rep gratis in exchange for them referring, first of all. Number 2, you would want to create a positioning, and I've got a positioning I can give you that's killer of risk reversal. Nobody, who sells real estate here? Okay, anybody that has heard this before, they lifted it from me without acknowledgement. But in real estate, unless you got very deep pockets, you can't guarantee the sale unless you want to give them back the money. But there's a strategy in marketing called the Aikido School of Marketing, and it basically says you take the negative and you make it into as much of a positive as possible. So if you go to people and you say, look, buying a piece of real estate you're going to live in another place, or if it's going to be rental, is a big decision. And I want you to know that if I had the pockets and if I was wealthy, I would guarantee to buy it back. I can't, I don't think anyone else in the market will, but here's what I will do. Number one, I will treat you as if you were my mother, father, son, sister. I will never let you buy anything you can't, and I'll give you perspective on what's going to appreciate the most, what's going to be best, whether it's rental, whether it's for your lifestyle, etc. Number one. Number two, I will get you the greatest mortgage possible and guide you with it, even though I won't profit. Number three, and this is important, once you move into this area, I will, number one, I will guarantee that for 1 year, if you find that you're miserable or that you're not happy, I can't give your money back, but what I can do is represent you on the sell side commission-free, represent you on the buy side commission-free, and give you $2,000 to move. And that's a pretty cool concept. One more thing we always did, anytime anyone bought or sold and they moved, if the agent was too dumb to do this, we would fund, my agents that I counseled would fund a moving away party in the neighborhood for everybody. And then they would fund a welcome to the neighborhood party when they got there, and they would get enormous referrals. But that's a couple of ideas.
Beautiful. Next question.
Yes. It's here. It would be here. There. You're right. How'd you know?
Going in order. Okay, so my industry is the car business. It's been in 20 years. My clients are dealerships. I'm now business to business, so I'm a vendor now for dealerships. We sell them touchscreen protection on the interior of the vehicles. All the cars have touchscreens. We market face-to-face, meeting GMs and such. My biggest issue is the same issue that Bradley had, and that's actually getting to the decision maker, getting to the GMs and to the decision makers and such. I've had plenty of success so far this year, but getting additional, just getting to the decision maker is my question. How do I market to that?
I'm going to give you mine, and I've done 400 industries, and every one of them, first thing, here's what we do, and this is useful for all of you in case we run out of time. When I'm working with a client, we break the business into two parts. One, what they're doing now, even if it's dumb, to generate revenue. Number two, what they're not doing that they could do better. What they're doing now normally is very underperforming, even if it's not even an optimal marketing, revenue, advertising approach, and you can normally increase its yield by 50% to 300%. So we do that first, even if we're not going to keep it, because it throws off capital to reinvest in the higher, better performing alternatives that you either want to replace or add. All that stated, once we've done that, I default always to figure out everybody who's already got a relationship, everyone who's already selling something to that person, everyone who's already got access, trust, somebody who used to work there. I look at LinkedIn, I looked at all the providers who sell to the same people who would take our product on, and if it's going to be a long-term recurring one, we give them all the money, all the profit in the front, so they'll get rewarded for starting the relationship. Geez, you don't have to recreate the wheel. There's billions out there that are sunk cost, latent. A lot of these people don't even realize they sell one thing and they have nothing else to sell. You're a godsend, or you're a reason that certain people that sell very large ticket can come back off it and keep informed, and it's a great way to leverage, but you got to do the research, and then you've got to develop the proposition. And the first thing, I do not believe you ever take anything system-wide, nationwide, till you prove it really works, because The power of a validated concept is 1,000,000 times better than the power of conjecture.
You got 20,000 car dealers, new car dealers. You got another 60,000 used car dealers. I would find out who you've already done business with. Make a help list.
Who do they know?
Jay, hey, who do you know on this list? I need help with these people. Who do you know on the list? Okay. So you're in a space that I called on for 25 years. It's very, very difficult. It's extremely vendor heavy. A lot of people calling on them. The GMs and the owners act like they're pharaohs. They're tough. The other thing is, second thing is, I would not depend on that industry because it's about to go through a major disruption.
Hey guys. My industry is energy. I also work with Da Vinci Energy, and I'm also an organization called Valor Corp. We deal in energy. Our clients are countries and distribution energy companies.
If we want to get to this
only because we're going to run out of time, get us, if you can, to your question.
Awesome.
Please.
We have an energy invention that we believe can create constant kinetic energy. Our biggest issue is we're validating the energy invention as we speak with a team of engineers. Our biggest issue is that the energy invention is too disruptive and that countries are scared of it. So how do we get it in front of the right people? How do we get this in front of private investors that will push us through in front of the...
Who is it designed for?
It's for distribution companies to use the constant kinetic energy to give to their people.
It's designed to kill electricity.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but where would it be best? A third world country?
Yes, third world or a Sweden, Finland, Switzerland socialist country.
So you might find some of these guys. I happen to know a guy who is he was head of the investment division of the World Bank, and now he just does deals for his own account. They go through people left and right. I'd find some people that have connections all over there, and some of the connections are they're not easy connections, but prove your value, and if they don't have good electricity, you might have, but that's how I'd go. I'd find somebody who already has really deep connections with the decision makers, and I don't know how they do business there, but that's what I do first.
So
that's what I would do.
Yeah, we've gotten in front of the right people, or in front of maybe a couple people that have those types of connections.
And what's happened?
They've gotten us in front of energy ministers. We had a meeting on March 21st with the Department of Energy of the United States.
But that sounds like not the right, I mean, I would rather go to the Department of Energy in Kenya probably, wouldn't you?
So
it seemed like that might be more compelling.
I'm specifically asking for your connections.
Oh, well, I mean, I tell you what.
But see, look how long it took you to get to that question.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm wasting kilowattage.
Yeah, it's well stated.
Right?
But you're also, this is in life, man. Yeah. If you can't get right to the power of the question, my answer is always prove it to me, show me that it works, show me the differentials, show me who's the right buyer, and then I can usually find somebody, but I'm going to want a big piece. But yeah, I'm open, but I'm not open to things that are on paper that have never been validated. You validate it.
There's a machine that's built, prototype exists, and it's working.
Well, get me the data. Get me the.
You have a meeting with Jay right now. Next question.
Okay.
Awesome job, dude.
Right here.
Come on, bro. I want that to be the next Elon Musk. Right there.
First, thank you. I wanted to start with a validation. The reason I'm here today is because my director of sales that I hired 4 months ago and started rocketing or moving our stats in the right direction is a product of Cardone U. So thank
That's
you.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
Second, he also brought to my attention that Grant had a program for veterans, and I'm looking to hire 3,450 veterans across the United States. And for those who don't know this, Grant is offering Cardone U free for our veterans.
That's right.
And that's a great American right
That is
there.
cool.
That's right.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's very impressive.
Yeah. If you're in any aspect of the military, active or inactive, CardoneUniversity.com/veterans.
Veterans.
Vets.
Vets.
It's free.
Yes. which solves a major problem for me because I need to hire 3,450 vets, and I didn't know how to train them, and you just solved my problem.
Yeah.
Great.
So that's why I'm here today.
Boom, boom.
Okay, so you have no question?
Boom.
No, I do have a question.
Okay.
There's 100, let me tell you how big this market is. 100,000, I was working with the Pentagon, 1.2 million vets, military people, will be pink slipped this year, no matter what Trump does. 100,000 engineer, the engineers, they're all kind of all the way up the scale, all the way up to colonels are being pink slipped right now. Some guy in Iraq, some guy in Afghanistan, some guy in some other third world country. Here's your pink slip, go home. She thought she was going to be a career military person. Yep. They're coming back to civilization. 22 military people kill themselves every day. You know why? No purpose, man. I don't have a job anymore. I don't have a mission. I have nobody to follow. You guys that are out there hiring people, man, look to your vets to hire those vets first. Give them a place to go to work every day.
That's great.
Give them a job, dude. Hey, give them a mission, man. Put them on a mission. Yeah.
That's
great. What's your question?
Okay, so here comes the question. You need a little background here. So first, industry, agriculture. My clients, every single farmer on planet Earth that I can contact. What do we sell? A device that puts out over 2,000 frequencies. It attaches to an irrigation system, communicates to plants, gets them to grow stronger, faster, healthier, fully organic, reducing chemicals, pesticides, herbicides, and basically getting rid of our, I'm not going to curse. Right?
Okay, so.
Getting rid of our GMO.
All right.
So now.
What's the question?
Here's the question. I've had meetings at the UN. I've spoken at the UN. I got the backing right now, verbally. They're doing a background check with me, but the Vatican is going to back me up. I've got some big people behind me, but the one thing that I need and the one thing that I want is I want to raise $50 million. I don't need the money. I want to set the $50 million aside as a backup, as an emergency.
Me too, dude.
There you go, Grant.
How many of you want a $50 million emergency fund?
You're funny.
Huh?
So now.
Only 50?
Yeah.
Only 50.
So what's the question?
Plan is this. I want humanitarian investors. I'm very selective. I've been through what Elena spoke about yesterday. You know, the son of a bitches that come into your life and screw things up.
Yeah.
Cost me $500,000. I'm sure it cost you a lot more than that. But I've learned very quickly and I've learned hard. And I bounced back fast. Not going to happen again. Not with a project.
What's the question?
Yeah, we got to get to it.
Where do I find, how do I get a humanitarian or group of humanitarian investors? Because if they're not humanitarian investors that will put $50 million together to see my plan and how it's all going to pay off, I don't want them in.
So, question. Is your mechanism, your technology installed in a lot of places right now?
I'm giving it away to farmers so they give me the scientific proof.
And how many have it right now?
Right now, about 120 around the planet.
And what have the results been?
The results, the lowest was 30%, the highest was about 120%.
Is that in one growing season?
One growing season.
All right. So, and what kind of crops?
Everything. We
corn.
Correct.
Wow.
Soybeans.
Okay,
correct
so
the metabolism of the plant so that it maximizes the efficiency.
Okay, so I got it. So, what have you done to identify sources and profiles of what you'll call, there's another word for humanitarian investors, but whatever it's called, have you figured out who invests in what and what they come for? Because there's a lot of tells if you look up. I mean, there's tons of people today, and there's another word that starts with a C. What is it?
Facebook.
No, but Facebook is great. But no, there's a category. It's like the Whole Foods type groups. But what is it? Say it again. No, God. No, but the point is, data is so easy to find people that are doing it. But why don't you have you done? The question, I get very, not frustrated, but intrigued that people ask questions before they've done any research.
I would advertise for humanitarians on Facebook, man. 1 billion people there, bro. Got to be some humanitarians in there. How many humanitarians in a room?
How many want to be a humanitarian?
Most of you don't even know what it means to be a humanitarian.
If they're not a humanitarian, what are they?
Yeah, exactly, dude. So, and by the way, you might want to get off your thing about they got to be humanitarian. Yeah. Once they give you the money, bro, they're in. Maybe you make them humanitarians by getting them behind your program. That's what a humanitarian is. I help people. Until you get me to help somebody, I'm not a humanitarian. So get me to fund something that helps other people. You decide where the money goes. Yeah. Run a Kickstarter program. No? Well, okay, well then don't. How you like these people that ask you a question, you give them an answer? No, I don't want to eat that meal.
No, most people do that.
Idea.
Okay, good. Take half of it. Okay, thanks.
Another one.
No.
One just quick.
Okay, here's the deal. Everybody except the person standing in front of the mic, sit down. We're going to do something else later today. You can come back up then. And by the way, you'll hold your position there, all right? Okay? But we can't get to more than 4 more questions.
One last thing.
Thank you, by the way.
But there are lists of donors, conservative, aggressive. They can slice them, dice them, and you can rent them. And if you've never studied that, you ought to know that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so what's back there?
Hi, my name is Charles Ekstrom. My industry is fitness. My clients are men over 200 pounds who work out. What we sell is a stainless steel gallon water bottle that will keep your drink cold. It'll hold your supplements, things like that. It's targeted towards the people who already carry around a gallon of water. Now, how we're marketing this is through
like that.
Social ads, surveys, and everything.
What's the question?
Yeah.
Biggest sticking point is that it's hard to get a product that doesn't exist in front of people and to get buyers. Basically,
What does it cost?
What's that?
What does it sell for?
$50.
What do you make on it?
About 20 bucks.
How much, 20?
Yeah.
So it costs you 30 bucks to replace this big bottle. How many of you have a big bottle of water with you right now? Okay, I mean, it's a big market. A lot of people walking around with a big water. I've always thought there's got to be a solution to that.
Who's bought it so far?
No one.
Okay, so why don't you find somebody who's got a profile and not sell water bottles, but owns the market for guys 200 and are really serious athletes and partner with them.
That's why I'm here. I'm looking for anyone who owns a gym.
I know, but looking in this room is not where you do it. You do research, you figure it out. I mean, the shortcut is the long cut. There's people that already have your market. Go to them first. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Here.
My industry is entertainment. My company, Speechless, provides live music for private and corporate events. Mr. Abraham, you spoke briefly on the concept of systematic referral generation.
Yes.
And my question for all of us is if you can elaborate on some specific strategies that can help all of us generate more word-of-mouth clients.
Yes. Next question. Just kidding you. Okay, I'll go through a fast litany.
Thank you.
Okay, the coolest one is when you are engaged in a sales transaction that will close. You tell them, look, our company has built and will build its entire success by referrals and word of mouth by quality people and like-minded people like you. We made a decision that instead of spending all our money and time on advertising, we want to invest those resources in supporting and serving clients like you better. We ask that if we deliver what we promise, that within 6 months you agree to literally refer to us 2 equal quality clients of the same, basically, profile. We may be having to put them on the waiting list. If you're unwilling to do that, we have 2, this is optimum. We have 2 price points, one with referrals, a higher one without. That's the best. But I can give you other ones. At certain, you have certain, for example, I don't know what you do in entertainment. Give me real quick because we're going to run out of time.
Of course. So we do actually a lot of events like this. We'll do the reception, we'll do jazz.
Okay, all right. And what do you charge, for example?
You know, anywhere from $1,000 to $15,000.
Okay, so you ask your client if they would invite 20 or 30 people every time you do one who are not from the profile, but in their sphere, not just your clients, but if your client will let you invite other people to experience it, and you keep doing that. That's one. I mean, there's all kinds of systems, but I'll provide Grant with some of them he can put up gratis, but I just can't get to it now and do it justice. Sorry about that, but there's easy ways to do it. Have people bring friends, do really cool deals, invite them to experience something cool that they're not really a member of, but another client's doing, all kinds of things. I'm sorry.
Hey guys, first off, Mark Ford says hello. So we run a software company, it's called salesmessage.com.
Okay.
And basically it is a text message platform. People aren't picking up their phones, they're not responding to voicemail.
Right.
They're not responding to email. And essentially when you text people, you can get responses, you can get engagement, you can close sales. The problem is people are using their personal cell phones to send business text messages. So we have a platform that basically allows a company to provision phone numbers to their team so they can text from the computer and the phone, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Nice.
So the biggest question is the untapped resource or untapped market is really about the influencer, kind of a pyramid down approach.
Yeah, sure.
And how to kind of find, engage, cultivate, and get some of these influencers to.
What have you done so far?
Well, we've done some joint ventures.
Who?
We have Mark Ford, Agora, and those guys.
And did Agora do well?
Yeah, they're currently using it. They're kind of deploying it.
But are they sending it to their database?
No.
Okay.
I mean, we just started. So we have another company, Call Loop. It's
Okay. Well, who else have you done it with?
We just launched this on Wednesday.
Okay, well, I mean, you got to find the right people that have the right business. I mean, there's a profile of an optimum user, whether it's somebody that's got 10 team members, salespeople, whatever.
Yeah.
And if you go hunting rabbits, you're not going to catch elephants. You got to find the people that own the relationships with that. Then if it's a highly recurring service, you got to load the deal to the partner so it's worth his or her while. And I really can't reinforce this. You got to prove it before you start wasting your relational capital with people that have the market. But if it doesn't work or it does shitty, you'll never go back. So find some test guinea pig organizations that have the right profile but small and prove it. And I tend to be very generous on the front end, and the front end might be, if you know you're going to have 4 years of usage, you might give them 9 months worth of revenue after you back out the cost. But you don't need, people ask, how can I do this? And my answer is, who's got the market? And they all go, I don't know. Or they say, well, I went to this person who has no logical, not that Mark doesn't, but has no logical, it's like vectoring 8-ball in the side pocket, and you go, why? Critical thinking is a great attribute to finding people who have the market and the relationship you want. Whatever the opposite of critical thinking is a great way to expend enormous energy and emotion and capital and time screwing around with people that can't help you.
What he's saying,
all right,
is put it in somebody's group like mine. Like we're heavy at trying to communicate.
Yeah, you're the right one.
Don't come to me and say, hey, would you invest in it, dude? Dude, if I breathe on it, I made an investment. If I use it, take time with you, I made an investment. Like money's not the only thing you guys need.
Absolutely not.
You want to. What he's saying is you want to jump in people's stream. When you're finding a job, don't go work. Oh, I want to work in this industry. Screw that industry. You want to go work for someone that's got fuel in the tank, is willing to accelerate, willing to take risks, willing to go off the freaking the side of the mountain. Right? You need to find the right people to work with, because if I use it, and then we have an organic story so that we're using your product at an event, then you can scale it, okay? Next question. We have this and one more, and that's it.
Yeah, sadly.
Okay?
Sign on, say with me, because I am Antonio.
Paesano, italiano.
Okay, go for it.
Molto bene.
But can you give it to us in Yiddish?
Yes,
Okay.
stay with you yesterday. I am an investor in real estate, and I have a network of agency in franchising for the agency. It's the question is.
The question is like, you know, the clients are, this debt agency, they help people, they have debt problems. So they are having their piece of property foreclosed. And we sell them consultancy. So to help them out to solve their problem. The way we market are several different ways. So direct mails, online, we get referrals, obviously.
What's the question?
Yep,
we got it.
Hurry. How do we scale more? Because obviously he has already like a network of franchise agencies. So how is it possible to expand further?
Well, how many relationships do you have you're partnered with?
What do you mean exactly, relationships?
How many partnering relationships do you have in place right now that have the profile of your market, whether it's real?
We have
how many?
Relationship with the bank.
How many?
The bank.
No, that's not the question. It's not who you did, it's how many.
No, not many, because in Italy, many bank, but the Roman NPL.
You, my friend, and everybody in the room, become the authority in your space. When I Google you, or in Italia, what is it, Googlia? When I do it, dude, I need to see you come up on the page. Foreclosures, what to do, what not to do, your rights, where you're going to screw up, where you're not going to screw up, how to rip off the banks, how to never pay them back again, how to screw the IRS. Not in your country, but whatever, dude. You guys need to like take that whatever that space is, and you need to become the dominator.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
Yeah, and write a book, get it away free. Get on the radio station.
You're already written a book and given away, like, you know, as a business card. And
You are?
Already doing this sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah, but see, a lot of people, and I don't want to waste our remaining time, but a lot of people, and I'm not arguing with you guys, they'll say, how do I do this? And they'll say, well, I'm already doing it, and I'll look, and I can give you 100 ways to do it, and you're doing one.
Yeah.
And you're doing it limited, and you're saying pay $3.99 instead of saying, hey, if you got debt, we want to invest in you. Here, get the book free. But there's so many different ways, and most people explore or exploit one. It's another story, but we out of time.
Yeah. Next question. Just the last question. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you, Paisan.
Make this an extraordinary question.
It better be good, man.
It's got to be fast. You're like you are the culmination of the whole process.
I'll go right to the chase. So my company, Zenly.com, is the first platform that lets you watch video tours of apartments and rent them online, so people don't need to run around the streets with an agent anymore. We've already proven concept. We have early revenue, and we work with many of the large management companies in New York. So my question to you, Grant, as an owner of 4,000 apartment rentals units, is this something you'd be interested in learning more about? And if so, can I get 10 minutes with you?
What is it though? What is it? I lost what it was.
It's a virtual apartment tour.
I can repeat.
What is it? A virtual what?
It's the first platform where you can see video tours of apartments.
Yeah.
Rent them online instead of running around the streets with an agent.
Nothing like it?
Nope, nothing like it. If you go on Zillow.com, you just see some crappy photos. You have to call a broker.
Yeah.
Is
it
it
going
cost
to make me money?
effective?
Is it going to make me money?
Yeah, we have early revenue.
I mean, are you showing it's making money for the apartments, or you're making money?
Well, we're renting out the apartments, so we're.
So again, I just answered the question right here.
Yes, the landlord.
You should take it. Proof in my 4,000 units. They're in 3 states. And then I'll tell the whole world, dude. Everything that I'm successful at, I tell everybody. I don't keep it a secret. So that's what he keeps talking about, collaborating with people already in the stream. Find the people, not the customer. Find the people that can breathe life and expansion 10x into your...
Yeah. So, come on, man, let's make a deal.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Y'all think we should? Hey, give Jay Abraham a big hand right here, okay? Come on. This man's a genius. Right here, big hand.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Come on the way.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You guys have to understand, number one biggest opportunity, and it's your number one biggest advantage.
But this whole theory of needing money to make money is just bullshit.
How many times did you think about quitting, JJ, over your career?
I don't know how many times we've answered that honestly.
I mean, how often do you, I think about quitting all the time.
It's just like you're talking about what you've done with your wife. I mean, you got to constantly keep putting there. There isn't like where you got to keep water and fertilizing in that thing. And
within a year of graduating from college, I made over $1 million online. Not because I was smart, but because I found smart people and I modeled them.
Is there a mistake that has been done to you? Let's use the 10X principles and play through that mistake just to have a chance.
It's always a yes until it's a no. And if it's a no, you make it a yes and you try again.
Rather than you taking a list of 50 people and just smiling and dialing. It doesn't make any sense.
This is all about how to 10X your income by building a celebrity personal brand.
But the ability to actually win, to find the opponent's weakness, and to attack it, and to go after it, and continue to go after it. Find their weakness, you go after it.
You want me to dig a ditch? I'm digging a ditch. You're gonna pay for my manicure after, but I'm digging a ditch. Whatever that man needs, whatever you need, whatever I can do to support him, to help you, I'm freaking doing it.
You need to have an opinion. You are in the business to persuade other human beings.
cash is king. And you need to learn how to where is your cash coming from? Who owes it to you? When is it due?
Not you need to do the best you can. If you got a business partner that thinks this way, you think the other way, what are your people gonna do?
I want more. Not gonna lie to you. I want more. I want it right now today.
All of you, even if you're doing $1 billion, you need to take a chance.
Boldly and say, this I have done. You are here because you have an uncommon desire to live a bigger life and to live your dream.
But if you cannot tie your feature, your benefit, your gain, your advantage to increasing revenue, reducing costs, expanding market share, people simply what? Shut down.
You look them dead in the eye and say, no, I didn't hear you. I am going to wipe you out. That's how you do it.
Become the star in your field. Figure out what it is, and this is an amazing thing that I learned from Grant, what it is that others are not doing, and do it.
There's a tribe of us, a tribe of world shakers, a tribe of history makers, a tribe of people who do not want to get stuck in an almost life. Why don't somebody clap your hands and shout if you're ready to take this thing to...
Gary had this conversation with me about, the girl's better off working for herself at 40 grand a year than she is working for somebody else at 40 grand a year. The internet's so beautiful. I said, dude, ain't nobody better off working for 40 grand a year.
Great answer.
Okay? Your business is too small, bro. You gotta figure out how to get, you should be completely focused on raising $200 million and drop the 250 of it.
We change our strategy to market to somebody every day. We've changed our strategy today just to put on the event multiple times throughout the day. Because we're nimble, because we're always trying to hit the target. And we push, and we insist, and we inspect that the target gets hit.
You guys all worry about all the stuff you do that you don't feel good about. You need to worry about the stuff you don't do that you should have done. Everything that I have today, all the success I have has happened in the last 7 to 8, 9 years.